to Brand New Speed Build. Today I have a base game family home for you guys, and I am so excited to share this because it has been a hot minute since I built a base game home. I just looked and it's literally been a year since my last base game video, which is actually like insane because there was a time and point right about when I started my channel where I used to post a base game build every single month, but then I cut back on my uploads. So I used to upload twice every week, and then now obviously I try to upload every week. I know it's been a while, but I have cut back on it a little bit, so I just don't really have the time, I guess, to do base game builds all the time because I have so many other builds to share. But I thought it was time. I felt like it was time, and with the base game update that we got, was it earlier this week or was it last week? I know we got one update, but that's not even the update I'm talking about. I'm talking about the update where we got like a bunch of new windows and stuff like that. That was over a week ago. That was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe even. I think it was like 3 weeks ago. I don't know time anymore, okay? I'm gonna talk about where I've been, but I don't know time apparently. But I wanted to build a base game home from like whenever we got that update, and so when I got back to my PC this week, this is what I sat down and built, and then I decided to just post it at the same time, which if you've been here before, you know this is pretty rare because usually the builds that I'm posting I built like months and months and months ago, but this I built literally, like, I finished this build yesterday, and I started it like 2 days ago. So yeah, finally for once you're getting a build that is kind of up to date. I also thought it was fitting to post this now, seeing as next week we are getting the new expansion pack, which I am so excited for. We're getting that next week, so I thought that a base game build might be good now in case like you can't have that pack, or you are gonna get a little bit sick of everyone posting builds with that pack. I know the people that got like super early access have already started posting their builds, so maybe some of you are feeling a little bit left out. So here's a build that you can download even if you just have the game. I will say though that this build does also include the free holiday pack, which if you don't know how to get that, basically you can just get it for free. It's a free pack. I think it's just on the EA app. You can just download it from there. If you use Steam, I assume it's on Steam as well. But yeah, it's a free pack we have, so I decided to use it for this as well, just because it's free. I didn't use a lot of stuff, so even if you don't have it, you still want to download this, there won't be major differences. I think I just used the fairy lights from that pack and like a wall decoration, and that's about it. So yeah, but I use that as well since it is free. It doesn't cost anything. But yeah, anyways, moving on to talk about this build. So this house ends up being for 2 parents, 1 teen, 1 kid, and a toddler. And I love this house. I had an idea for a base game house that I want to do, and it's this very like simple style, and whenever I see this type of house, I just think of like 70s houses, if that makes sense. And I've seen a lot of people do 70s houses in this game, and they kind of have this shell. And I built a house a while ago, I want to say like a year and a half ago maybe, that was I think I called it American Family Home or something like that, American Suburban, I think. And it's kind of has like English. It kind of has the same kind of shape where it's just like, it's literally just a box. It's just a box, and then it has like a couple bump outs, but it's mostly just a box. And I really wanted to build something like this, and then when I went into the game and I started, because every time I start a house, what you're seeing, it isn't my first attempt to the house, if that makes sense. I always build the shell first. Like literally it takes me like 5 minutes, but I just build a shell to kind of know where I'm going with the build, and then after that I delete that, press record, and just start over, if that makes sense. So when I was doing that with this build, I was like, wait, I kind of want a garage, but wait, I can do like a sunken garage. So you will see that this house has a sunken garage, which on the actual interior, it doesn't end up being an actual like garage. It ends up being kind of like a skill building place. There ends up being some gym equipment, there's the dartboard, there is a game table, and I think that's about it. But yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff there. And yeah, I don't know, I really like it. The way I did the sunken garage part is basically I built a house. I built a house. What? I built a room, and then using you know how like you make a house go up on like a foundation, you can do that reverse. So you can just like make it go into the ground. So that's what I did. And then using the like terrain manipulation mod. That's not a mod. The terrain manipulation tool, which if you don't know, we have that where we have like terrain paint and stuff like that. It's in that. And then I just kind of played around with that to kind of make it look like the house was sitting on the ground still, but that part is just sunk in. And then I just used a roof, just like a regular angled roof piece, up onto the ground, so it kind of looks like a slanted driveway. You could do that with the terrain manipulation tool. I've done that before, but I just don't really like how it looks, and I decided to be lazy also in this one because that takes so much more time, and doing the roof like this is very, very easy. So yeah, I just put the roof, and then you will see me later, I do change the roof texture, of course, and I just use a gravel one that we have, so it just looked great, at least in my opinion. And then using the tool mod, which if you don't have the tool mod, I have a video up on how to kind of use that, like basics, so if you want to download that, you can check that out as well. But using the tool mod, I kind of walled off the roof piece with some debug fences, and then just covered up the parts of the terrain that kind of looked weird with some bushes, and then it looks fine. I know it might look complicated, but it really is not at all. The tool mod is a lifesaver when you're doing this, so I'd highly recommend downloading that. And then the debug menu as well, because the debug menu is just the best. The only thing that is kind of a pain when you're doing this type of like sunken garage is that I wanted to have like a car in the driveway, and the car is, by the way, in the live edit menu, if you didn't know. They're not functional. No, we do not have cars in the game yet. I don't think we ever will, but you know, I can still hold out hope. But the car, we do have cars in like the live edit menu, like they're not functional, but they're there. But anyways, obviously I wanted to have a car, and the thing with, again, the sunken driveway is that obviously the roof is angled, so if you just have a car, it's just gonna kind of stay like flat, if that makes sense. Like it's not gonna angle with it, it's not gonna rotate with the roof, so it's just kind of gonna be floating there, and so you have to use the tool mod to rotate it. But there's only one car in the game that I've been able to find, at least, that does this. All the other cars in the live edit menu, they either don't move when you're doing the rotation, or they become squished. And I don't know why this is. I don't know. I think it's just how the game is designed. But yeah, it's only this one car that works to rotate with. If any of you know any other cars that actually work, let me know, because I really want to find some other ones. But this is the only one that I've been able to figure out actually rotates, and it's this like black pickup truck. And I wish the other cars would also rotate, but they don't, and it's a real pain, but it's fine. But anyways, so again, talking more about the house itself, I am really, really, really happy with the backyard as well. So because this house again has the kind of sunken driveway, it is up on kind of like a hill-ish, I guess, with how the terrain manipulation works out. It's kind of like up on a little bit of a hill, not that much, but like a little bit. And with how the backyard ended up being, I decided to make it kind of like a split level backyard, which I am so happy I did, because I feel like it looks so good. And this is not something that's normal to me at all, but when I just got back from England, and in England I realized it's very common to have kind of like a backyard where you step up into like the more of the garden area. And I don't know if this is just where I've been in England, but I was talking to my mom and she was like, yeah, no, I've seen that so many times in England. So I guess it's an English thing. I don't know. I don't know why it's like that, but that's just what I've noticed. So it kind of felt like natural for me to do this for this house again, since I literally just came back from England. But yeah, I really like it. So the kind of like barbecue area and stuff like that ends up being on the higher level of the backyard, and then you take a few steps down and there's the pool and there's the monkey bars. Is that what they're called? I forgot the name. And the sun chairs, sunbeds, whatever they're called, and some planters and stuff like that. So the backyard isn't that big, but with it being a base game house, I am happy with how it turned out. With this entire build, I am actually really, really happy with it because, again, it's base game, and when you do base game, it can be a little bit empty sometimes. Like, I don't know, we all know that I love clutter. That is literally my thing. I love clutter. And before, like on my first few base game builds, not only are they less cluttered because it was a while ago that I built them and I've like evolved as a builder quite a lot, but also we didn't have a lot of things for base game, but in the past like couple of years we've gotten so many new things for base game, and doing this house was such a refresher because we've gotten so many new things. Not only, again, we had the update like a couple of weeks ago that I was talking about before, where we got new windows and new doors and like a bunch of stuff, and we got new swatches for a bunch of stuff as well. The windows that I use for this house, they're all new. I think some of the swatches that I used paintings from the new update as well. There's just a bunch of stuff, but then also we have now some like kind of like a battle pass, I guess. Like, I don't actually know what the game, like the Sims team has called it, but I think it's just like different events. So currently in the game we have the 25th anniversary events, so you do things in game and you earn rewards, and then you get things in build mode or in CAS or whatever, and with those things that you earn, they are all base game. So the things that you earn throughout this, I'm gonna call it a battle pass. I don't actually know what it is, but it's basically a battle pass. If you played any other game with battle passes, you know what I mean. But basically that. And whenever you get something in that, obviously they're gonna be base game. Now you might be like, but hey, I didn't play when this and this and this came out from that. Like, maybe you're watching this in a few months and this like battle pass event thing that we have right now isn't going, so you might be like, oh, if I download this just because I don't have it in my library because I didn't play through it, does that mean that I won't have it, like, if I download this build? No. From my understanding, at least from how I've been able to see it and from what I've heard people say, is that if you download this build and you haven't played any of the events, like the past ones, the one that is currently on, like whatever, those items in this build will still be there. So you don't have to worry about that. I do, again, use some like things from this current event pass, whatever. I use like some telephones and like a clock and stuff like that, and I use a pillow that I think is from an old event battle pass thing. I think it was the first one that I actually got, and stuff like that. But I promise you, if you download this, they will be there. Well, actually, I don't promise, but I'm like 99% sure because from what I've been hearing, that is how it works. So don't worry about that. Like, if you're like, oh, I can't download this because I didn't play like a few months ago when we had this battle pass, don't worry. You can still download this and play with it, and everything will work fine. At least, again, from my understanding. Please correct me in the comments if I am wrong. But from what I've understood, that is how it works. But yeah, so moving on to talk about a little bit about the family for this house. I didn't really have any idea for this family. I kind of went into this just wanting to build a base game house, and that was about it. But again, I imagine there to be 2 parents living here. Obviously you can have 1 parent, 3 parents. I was gonna say there's only room for 2 parents, but like you can have a parent, you can have grandparents, you can have literally whatever you want. But I was thinking that one of them might be into kind of like arts and stuff like that, because I do put a couple of art easels in the game, in the build. But that's honestly mostly just because we don't have that many activities with base game. I noticed. So I kind of had to reuse the art easel in a couple of places because we don't have that many activities, which is honestly kind of sad, and I wish that's something we would get. Obviously with I think also was like the first kind of like event battle pass thingy, we got the dartboard, which I do use in the basement, so that was like kind of a thing. What's it called? An activity. There we go. Sorry, I'm losing my words, I'm very tired. But Yeah, so I wish we would get like more activities. But yeah, again, I didn't really have any plans for the parents at all. And then the toddlers room is the first room you will see me do out of the kids rooms. And it is very blue, like it's very very blue, but I really like it. It's really cute, it's very cozy, it's very like children oriented. And I really really like it. It's very colorful. And then I do the children's bedroom after that, and that is very orange. And I was thinking that that child is literally just into being a child. They do like anything and everything. I was thinking that they're probably like a social butterfly, but also a little bit of a nerd. And yeah, I really like the room as well. It is very orange. Which I haven't done in forever, but again, I only had base game to work with, so I did what I could. And then the teens room ends up being very like pink and blue, and I really like it. I used a lot of different stuff from, again, like newer updates, and I felt like I was finally able to make an actual teens room with base game. And yeah, I just think it's really really cute, and I really hope you guys like it as well. When it comes to like the interior for the rest of the house, I went with a kind of like neutral color scheme. Honestly, again, I kind of just went with whatever, and I am so happy with the interior because I feel like it feels very cluttered, which again, it's base game, so I'm kind of surprised, but I really like it. In the living room, I used the new fireplace that we got, which I love this fireplace so much. I'm gonna be using it in so many different builds, not just base game builds. I'm gonna be using it in so many different builds. And then I used the couch and matching armchairs that we've had since base game like launched, since the game launched, but we recently got a new color options for them. So I used one of those new color options, and it's this kind of like creamy white-ish. And I just think it looks really good. It's really cozy, and I put some of the pillows, again, that was from that one event battle pass thingy. I put that on there. And then again, the entire house is kind of like very earthy, very neutral, and I really like it. There also ends up being a art easel again in the living room. I think there ends up being like 3 art easels in this build in total. I know there are a lot, I'm sorry. And then in the kitchen, I used the new counters and cabinets that we got again with the update that we got a couple of weeks ago, and oh my god, they look so good. I can't believe the base game, like this entire house, it feels a little bit CC-ish sometimes, and I really like it, especially with in the bedrooms on the upstairs level. I do use the new carpet that we got, like the flooring, the carpet that we got, also with the update that we got like 3 weeks ago, and that one looks like CC, and the counters looks like CC, the fireplace looks CC. I feel like the Sims team has started to realize like what we want more and more, and I'm just here for it. I love it so much. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with the kitchen with those new counters. They look so good. And then there ends up being a very huge kind of like office skill building area. I didn't really know what to do with that room, to be honest. At first I was thinking to make it into a dining room, but then I was like, nah, there is a dining table in the kitchen, so I didn't really see a point to do that, and I need a place to put a desk anyway, so I do end up making it into kind of like an office area. And there's also ends up being a chess table in there, a bar, and a art easel. Alright, one thing that I forgot to mention about the kitchen is that in the screenshots, the kitchen will look a little bit different from how it does when I'm doing it in the game or in the video. And that is because when I was playtesting this build, for some reason, my sim would not use the stove. I don't know why, it just wouldn't. I tried everything and the stove was just not working, so I had to kind of flip some things around. So where the fridge ends up being in the like video you're seeing me now, next to that is where the stove ends up being. So where the sink is in the video is where the stove ends up being, and then I move the sink to where the stove was, and then I also move the fridge because people get so mad at me when I put a sink and a not a sink when I put a stove and a fridge next to each other, and I don't know why. People just get really mad at me, and I don't know why, but I'm just gonna I'm just gonna be in my little corner over here. So I also moved the fridge, so you'll see that in the screenshots. So that's why it looked a little weird. It's still like the same color and stuff like that. I just literally rearranged it a little bit, but yeah, that's about it. And then I already told you about the what ends up being kind of like the basement. It's, again, what's the garage, but it's kind of the basement. And then on the upstairs level, we have like the huge family bathroom, which you will see me do, and I love this bathroom. Like, I don't think I've ever done a base game bathroom and not have it felt empty, but this base game bathroom, it just does not feel empty. It feels full. It feels like a regular bathroom, and I really like it. It's still pretty big, so I'm so happy that I was able to clear it up. I love it so much. And then again, on the second floor is where all the bedrooms are. So yeah, that's basically that for like the interior. I don't know if I had anything else to say. Actually, no, I do. So throughout the build, you will see me use some paintings from a wall. And I've done this before, but I know this, I'm probably gonna get some questions about it. So, the paintings that I use, basically you will see me go into my rooms. Oh my god, also, never mind, a different thing that I need to mention. If you see how messed up I should have mentioned this so much earlier, I'm so sorry. If you see how messed up my UI is, in like the bottom left, don't mind that. My mods are broken because of the new update. It's fine. Don't worry. I somehow am still able to orientate like my game through that, and I could have just taken out the tool mod because I think that's what is doing that, but I will never in my life take out the tool mod. I hate building without it, so and I needed it for this build. So don't worry about the UI. It looks a little off. I know it's very yellow. I know, I'm sorry. Things are not looking like it usually does. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned this so much earlier. I promise that my game is fine. It's just my mods are a little bit broken. But it's fine. Anyways, you will see me go into my rooms later on. Or actually not later on. You've already seen me do it once. You're gonna see me do it a few times. More. But basically you'll see me go into my rooms, and then I will pull out these walls that just have a bunch of paintings on them. And those paintings are not CC. They're nothing like that. Those are the paintings that you will make in the game if you have the art easel. So if you, for instance, like go on an art easel and do like an abstract painting, or like a landscape painting or whatever, those are the paintings that you will get. And I've talked about this before, but years and years and years ago, before I started my YouTube channel, I had my sim go through and paint all the different types of paintings you could do in the game. I don't know if we have more now. I don't know, but the ones that I have on those walls are enough for me, honestly. But we have those paintings. So I just had a sim go through, paint them all in all the different sizes and stuff like that, and then I put them all on like different walls. So if you go to my gallery, and I think if you just search paintings, or if you scroll far enough, you will find these walls, and you can download all the paintings, or honestly you can just search paintings on the gallery in general. Like, it doesn't really matter. My gallery ID, by the way, is SimsSR4 if you want to download this build, or if you want to download those walls, or literally anything else. But yeah, so those paintings, again, not CC, nothing like that. Those are literally paintings you will make in game. And yeah, they look really good. Usually I don't use them in my builds just because I don't feel the need to, but when I do base game builds, I tend to use them because the selection of paintings we have are interesting. We have some more now. Like, we just got some like new family photos, which I love. You will see me use them all throughout this build. But yeah, just I needed some more options for this build, so that's why I used them. They're all also base game, so don't worry about that. Again, everything in this build will be base game. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that, and the UI. I can't believe I did not mention the UI before. It looks so messed up, and honestly, I am so impressed by myself that I was able to still navigate through it, because Jesus, it looks bad. It looks so weird. You can barely see anything, but it's fine, don't worry about it. But anyways, I think that's it for the build itself. I think I'm gonna move on to rambles. As always, if you have any questions about the build, just let me know and I will answer them in the comments. I want to say sorry if I sound a little bit different. I have just gotten out of cold. Like, this is the first day in like almost a week that I feel okay. I was in England, like I mentioned before. I was seeing my boyfriend. I was there for 2 weeks, and I was fine the entire time I was there. I was fine. And then I went out on Saturday. with my boyfriend's mom and sister and stuff like that. We had like a girls' night and like my boyfriend's brother's girlfriend and stuff like that. We were 4 people. It was great. It was really fun. I drank a bit. For the record, I am of legal drinking age. I promise. Don't drink, guys. Be responsible when you do it. And I was being responsible, but I drank a lot. And so on Sunday, I was hungover. And so I thought me just feeling a little off was to do with that. Like, I thought it was just because I was hungover. No. I woke up on Monday and I couldn't breathe. I mean, I could, but it was very painful. My throat was messed up. My nose has been blocked for days and days and days, and it's not been a good time. I've had like a real cold. Like, it's very rare that I get like a full-on cold with everything, but that's what I got. And I needed to fly home on Tuesday. I needed to fly home the day after I got sick. It was horrible. Thankfully, like, it was fine. The flight went fine and stuff like that, but Jesus, it was not fun, but it went fine. But yeah, so if I sound a little bit weird, that is why. I have a cold. I'm just getting over it. Again, today, the only thing I can feel is my nose. My throat feels fine now. My fever is gone, like everything like that, but my nose is still blocked, and I think that honestly has mostly to do with allergies because it's allergy season. Great, love it. I as a child I had like mild allergies. My dad and my brother had like severe allergies during like allergy season, but I had like mild ones, but it wasn't like too bad. But the older I've gotten, the worse it's gotten. And now it's really bad, and I already take allergy medication all year round because I have asthma and I have what is called an allergy asthma, so literally I'm allergic to air. It's really fun. So my lungs basically can't handle like air, so therefore I have like allergy meds on constantly, but during like allergy season I up my dosage 5 times. Like I'm not even kidding, I up the dosage a lot. Thankfully the type of allergy meds that I'm on you can't take too many of, so like I'm fine. But it's a pain. But yeah, so allergy season has slowly started and I notice it very well because my nose is dying and so am I, but it's okay. But yeah, that's the life update of me. That's also why I haven't uploaded in a couple of weeks because again, I left for England and I thought I would have a video out the week before I left, but I didn't, and then now here we are. This video will come out pretty late on Sunday. Yes. But that's fine. I'm literally recording this on Sunday. It is currently 7:45. So hopefully this will get out before midnight. Hopefully, I can hope. But yeah, I have been really busy with doing other stuff. My boyfriend started streaming recently, which is really fun. I was gonna tell you guys to go and watch it. You could if you wanted to, but be prepared. Him and I are very different in the games we play and stuff like that. We have some games that we both play. Like, we both play Valorant, we both play, I don't know what else. No, we both play like Minecraft. We play like, we have a lot of like overlapping games, but we also have a lot of games that like I play and he doesn't play. I lean more towards the coastier games and he leans more towards like COD and Apex and Siege and stuff like that, and I don't. But that's fine. That like it's fine. I don't understand Apex at all, but I will. Sure. I know so many people that play it, and I probably should play it, but like, nah. I'm good with Valorant, and that's it. When it comes to like those types of games. But anyways, but you could go watch him. But again, we're very different, and we probably talk differently. We'll probably have very different audiences, but you can go watch him if you want to support him. I would really appreciate it. I love him so much, and he deserves all the love. So if you want to, you can go over there. I think I have it in my community post. I won't actually say what it is now because I am scared that he is somehow gonna I don't know, make me get canceled. I don't even know how, but trust me, he would somehow. I don't know how. To be fair, it's probably because he would be playing with his friends and his friends would be saying something, but anyways. Um, he's been starting to stream recently, and so I streamed also a couple of days ago. I don't know if any of you were there, probably not, but I was streaming Valorant. We were playing Valorant together, and then yesterday, like literally last night, I was planning on finishing or like doing this voiceover and stuff like that, so I could have this video up earlier today for you guys. But we ended up playing Valorant for 5 hours with his brother and his brother's girlfriend. So that was fun. Like genuinely it was really fun. But it's not what I had planned to do. And right now I honestly just want to go to bed because I forced myself to wake up early today so that I would go to sleep early, and so now I'm really tired, but now I have to get this video done, and I thought that I would have more time today than I did, but I ended up meeting with my mom and stuff like that, and so yeah, it's weird. This week in general, obviously we get the new expansion pack out this week, but I won't really be home. I will be, but I won't be, if that makes sense. If you didn't know, I recently moved. I've lived here for like 4 months now, but I live in my dorms now. And that's like half an hour away from my home, like where my parents would live and stuff like that. And I live here. Obviously, I have my PC here and everything, but this week, both my mom and my dad will be away. My dad is in Tokyo, and I'm so mad at him for not bringing me with him. He's there for work, but still, I want to go to Tokyo, but no. But anyways, I digress. But yeah, both my parents are away this week, so I need to like house sit for them and to be with all the pets and stuff like that. So that will be fun. So the pack comes out this week, but I won't be at my PC because I will be mostly at my parents' house. The good thing about this is that now I have the car for a week. I literally got the car today. Like I was with my mom, and then she was like, why don't you just like drop me off at home and then just take the car because I won't need it now. And I was like, you know what, you have such a good point. So now I have the car for the week, which for some people would be like, duh, but for me, it's very rare because, again, I don't live at home and I don't have my own car. So this is really weird. I just have full access to a car, which I won't do anything. I would literally just go from my house to college, from my house to college, but still, I have access to my car, which is really weird. It was not my car, it's my dad's car, but still, it's weird. It's nice, but it's weird. But yeah, that's what's going on this week. So again, if you won't get a new video out next week, that is why. I will have been really busy, but I will get a video up with the new expansion pack as soon as possible. Like, I am really excited about it. I have so much to talk about when it comes to that pack, so yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys, but that's in a while. That's in a little bit. But yeah, how are you guys? I hope you're well. Except for my cold, I'm really well. I'm sad that I'm home. I miss England. I love England so much. Well, I love England, but mostly I just love my boyfriend. Which I feel is fair. I think that's very fair of me. But yeah, it was a really fun visit. I won't see him now until May, sadly. I'm really sad, but there's nothing I can do about that, sadly. But I'm gonna be there for like almost a month when I'm there in May, so that's fine. I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to Wales. I've never been to Wales. I've only ever been to England. Out of the United Kingdom, I've only ever been to England. So we're going to Wales, which will be fun. We're gonna be there for a week, so that's gonna be fun. But yeah, also when we went out on that night, like we had kind of like a girls' night. Again, I drank a little bit too much. Again, be responsible, kids. Be responsible. I don't condone any drinking if you're not responsible. When we went out on that, obviously they checked my ID, and they checked also my boyfriend's brother's girlfriend. They checked her ID as well, and she just went through fine. I am older than her, by the way, by like a year and a half, and they didn't believe my ID was mine. I swear to God. They had two people look at my ID, and I was like, yeah, it's a Swedish ID. And I think that's why, because they were just like, I don't know about this. Like, they were literally holding it up to the light, trying to like check the reflections and stuff like that and everything. And I was like, guys, I promise it's a real ID. I promise you. But thankfully, the like security guard that was there, he was in a full suit and everything. Very smanchy, very, very fancy and smanchy as was. I don't know what I just said, but anyways, he was very fancy. He was in a full suit and stuff like that. And as soon as I said that, oh yeah, it's a Swedish ID card, he started speaking Swedish with me because this dude had lived in Sweden. Like, he was from the UK, but he had lived in Sweden. And as soon as I started speaking Swedish with him, he was like, he nodded to the guys and was like, yeah, she's Swedish. I promise, guys, like, she's fine. But I was not expecting him or anyone to know any Swedish. It was so weird because obviously, like, when I go abroad, I assume everyone's just gonna know English. Why would you know Swedish? I don't know. Also, what about me makes it look like I'm under 18? I turned 21 in a month. I have 1 month left of being 20. I am not a child, guys. I promise. I am not a child. And I don't understand. I'm so mad. Again, there's also, like, I rarely have to show my ID because I look a little bit older than I am. Or not so much anymore. I used to when I was younger, but now I feel like I kind of look like I'm 20. But again, people never assume that I'm under 18, but these guys were very skeptical of my ID. But I promise I was over 18, guys. But shout out to that security guard. Great guy. Really fun. Thank you for being in Sweden so that I was able to go in because it was really fun. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I don't, you had no reason to know that information, but now you do, and I feel like it's kind of funny because who knows Swedish? Like, who? Why would you know Swedish? I don't understand that. It's a weird language to decide to learn, like, genuinely. Like, why would you do that? To be fair, one of my friends, I met him through other friends, and the first time I started speaking to him, he also started speaking Swedish to me, and I was like, why do you know Swedish? And he was like, I don't know, I just felt like learning it. I don't understand why. He's from the US as well. Like, why would you want to start learning Swedish? I don't understand it, but anyways, we're almost done with the video. Thank God. Now I just need to edit it, like edit the voiceover and stuff like that, and then I will have it up for you guys. But yeah, anyways, that's basically it for this video, and I really hope you liked it, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!